Hey, it's good to see you and welcome to my channel. My name is Darcey Kesner Hawkins, and I am that warrior grandma whose life-altering experiences are being shared to transform relationships one broadcast at a time. In this first video, we're talking about absent dads, single moms, wounded children from a caretaker's perspective, which is me. I've been raising two of my grandchildren for the last 16 and a half years. So please leave a comment for me if you enjoyed it, if you want to see other content within the videos, and please don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell so you'll be notified when other videos are being uploaded. Welcome to the first episode of the Transforming Relationships broadcast. I am your host and coach, Darcey Kesner Hawkins, and also I am Mama Bear in this story, or this share. The topic is on absent dads, single moms, and wounded children. So the experience is kids were born and I became their guardian. The reality is children who are using chemicals somehow need to be aware that while physically they're maturing into their age, their developmental processes are not. And so when they go out and they exercise their physical needs and then produce children, the children are the only ones that are going to get hurt in this whole scenario. That triggered the mama bear in me. I was really angry at how things had transpired, and we're talking 14 years ago about how all this started. I was still under the knowledge that what happens in the house stays in the house. So as all these things happen, there's no one for me to talk to. There's no fault on my ex. That was just the expectation we were brought up in. So the things as they occurred stayed in the house and stayed in me. So you're looking at an unenlightened grandma who is fiercely protecting her two grandchildren as their parents go away for 3 weeks at a time. So we have this pattern of behavior going, and I, of course, am protecting them the best way I know how. I go through and get, and my ex, go through and get legal guardianship of the kids. As time goes by, and we're talking again, 14 years worth of experiences, mom and dad come in and out of their lives like a revolving door. During this time, they're confused. They don't understand what's going on. They hear promises that they're going to have Christmas presents, and for the most part, mom comes up with Christmas presents, comes up with birthday presents, is present in with them as they're getting older. Dad, not so much. I am royally angry at this because I see what it does to the kids where they light up and they worship their parents and then their parents disappear. The revolving door becomes less of a revolving door at a quick pace, but it slows down. And during this time, parents are incarcerated, making promises. One parent is more incarcerated than the other, calling and making promises that over time, I realize they're never going to keep. But the kids keep believing, okay? They keep believing and their little hearts break. This is conditioning over, again, 15 years. Little kids, little babies who idolize their parents and they don't understand. So when they realize parents are coming to produce and be there and give them love and presence like they keep swearing they're going to do, they're angry. They don't know how to process. The anger is within my worldview, right? So this is what I signed up for. I understand that. I want to protect them and put them in a plastic bubble so they don't experience these pains anymore. And that's what I tried to do. As the kids continued to mature, they shifted their thought process. It came to the point where their custodial guardian, when you have teenagers, you know that you become enemy number one because they're turning into teenagers, or in this case, tweens. These two matured a lot quicker than other tweens because of this. I became public enemy number one. It came to the point that they believed I was keeping their parent away from them, which was not the case. This parent decided to stretch the truth a little bit because of how they matured. as they continue to grow and mature, talking grandkids, it becomes a battle at times. It becomes physically a battle at times with me and them. Having to go through all of this was really difficult for me, for them. You know, hindsight's 2020. If I had that knowledge back then, things would have been different. Fast forward several years, as I continue to heal and I move in the direction that I'm supposed to, I understand forgiveness. As I continue to heal and I see how this is tearing apart mostly my granddaughter, I'm getting wiser about what's going on. And I'm also more in aligned with Creator, with God, and know that forgiveness has to happen. So stepping back and remembering that the parents started using chemicals when they were young, let's say 11, 12 years old, that affects their brain development. It affects, obviously, the development of everything except physically for them. So they don't know how to process emotions, where my grandson now at 17 is not that far behind one of the parents in mental maturity. With that idea in mind, where you're looking at someone who physically looks like they're 37 or 38 and they're operating at maybe 30, 32, there's a huge disparity on understanding and how to interact with your children to the point of manipulation. So you have to forgive him because he doesn't know any better. You have to forgive her because she doesn't know any better either. And I'm talking parents. Because the more as we come across as caregivers, or we're raising, if we're a single mom and we're raising our children and we have the absent dad coming in and they have chemical issues or whatever issues they have, we have to forgive them and give, and as much as it hurts, give the children in our care the opportunity, as long as it's safe, to know that other parent. That was a tough one for me because I wanted to scoop them up, put them in Tupperware and keep them safe until they were 25. I wanted to stand in front of them. They know you're not going to hurt them anymore. But that didn't do anything good for them. They had to know their parents all by themselves. And that was one of the hardest things I have ever done. Everybody has goodness in them. Every single person, no matter what they have done, they have goodness in them. Life has put them on the path that they're on, and of course their own choices. Don't get me wrong. We all make choices. But it's not my responsibility, it's not my journey to protect them from what they're supposed to experience, the parents and the grandchildren. My job is to ensure their safety as much as possible. Part of growing up is experiencing hurts on their own. And that's a hard thing to say for me. I guess this is a reminder for the single moms, the grandparents who are raising grandchildren. The parents of your grandchildren deserve love and compassion as well. They deserve a second chance, as long as they do no harm to the kids. The kids will be wounded for a while. It's their journey to figure it out. It's my journey to make sure that our relationship is one that they will come to me or another trusted adult for guidance. And that's your responsibility too. When I was Mama Bear and there were no rules, my whole goal in life was to keep them safe. If you are the mom, if you're the dad in this scenario, if you're the grandma, if you're the trusted adult, keep this in mind as you're working with a wounded child. And unfortunately, there's a lot of wounded children out there. There's a lot of grandparents raising grandchildren, a lot. As we are caregivers to these wonderful children or raising our own children, we need to respect them, respect their processing. Don't project what you experienced with their parents onto them, even though you may be getting triggered by their behaviors, because kids will be kids and they will make similar choices, but it doesn't always end up the same. And that's something we as caretakers need to remember. And for those who are single moms going through this, I'm here to help you. Clearly, this is my second round with this, and I've learned a lot. So I am a resource to you. Blessings. Thank you for sharing your time with me.